welcome to our session today. It is Marie again, and I am still joined by Laura and Rebecca. They are going to be there on the back end answering all of your questions that do happen to come in. So on Tuesday, we went over everything regarding your online registration form. And today we are going to be focusing on the parent portal. Before we get right into everything, just a couple of quick little housekeeping notes. The chat box is over there on the side if you do need to ask a question. I will ask though to try to pay attention. We've got like a lot of new and more deeper material to cover today. So even if you want, just kind of slide that chat box away for now. And then if after everything is said and done, if you have any questions at all, just send in a ticket to support or a quick chat, and Laura and Rebecca are actually going to be, as soon as this is over, they're going to be hopping back onto their chat shifts. So who knows, you might even get one of them answering your chat or your question for you. So what are we going to be going over today? So first I'm going to go over your online registration form versus your parent portal. I'm going to talk about posting annual fees, your e-payment settings, requiring payment, and then we will go over your parent portal settings. So just looking at this slide that's up here right now, so I've got everything listed for online registration, everything listed out for your parent portal. So your online registration, as we talked about on Tuesday, that is for new families and new families only. Whereas your parent portal, that is for existing families. So that is the big difference between them, but there are some subtle differences as well. So your online registration form, you collect or require all of that student information. In the parent portal, your parents have access to go in and update that information. On your online registration form, parents can agree to your policies that you enter. In the parent portal, they would have already agreed when they registered, but if you update your policies at any time, and I will show you that in just a bit, parents can go in and re-agree. And of course, in both, they can enroll into classes and or events. Both your online registration and your parent portal can post discounted and prorated tuition. Your online registration form does post a registration fee. Your parent portal does not post a registration fee. A registration fee in Jackrabbit is considered a one-time fee at the time of initial registration. And so I know many of you do charge a registration fee annually. So in Jackrabbit, we have the ability to post annual fees through the database. So in case you're wondering, that's why that was on the agenda. And then as well, your online registration form, you do have the ability to collect your e-payments. But some of the things that you have access to in the parent portal that are not necessarily applicable for online registration is that your parents can schedule absences and makeups. You have the ability to accept donations on behalf of a charity. So for example, if you are a swim organization, you can set up to have parents donate to Hope Floats, for an example. You can require that payment is made before enrollment is secured. So I'm going to just say that one again. Require that payment is made, so not your credit card entered, that the payment is made before enrollment is secured. So this one came out just very recently. Amber and I've talked about it on release notes quite a few times. So just think of it like if I order collagen off Amazon and I put in my credit card, if I don't check out, Amazon is not shipping me the collagen. So that is what that is all about. That feature is not applicable for the online registration form. Mainly being is that parents coming in on your online registration form, they're probably not totally sure what they should enroll in. So a lot of times, in using your process class registrations page from your executive dashboard, you're checking those new registrants that come in to make sure that they've got their little Sally or Johnny or Billy into the appropriate class. So that is why the required payment feature is not on the online registration form, because most often a lot of those classes are going to end up having to be changed and you're going to have to do a refund, and it's just, it would be more of a headache for all of you. One thing I will say is that what some people are doing is that they are not allowing enrollment on their online registration form. And then once they've captured all of the information from the online registration form, direct parents to the parent portal to go ahead and enroll, and then have that required payment feature turned on. As well, the parent portal does integrate with Spot TV if you do have Spot TV set up. And as well, when people come into your parent portal, they have the visibility to see your close dates on that day. So if on July 1st or July 4th, we are closed and somebody comes in, it just has a quick little pop-up to let them know, like, hey, we're closed today. So with that being said, let's get into some of our first settings in the database. So on Tuesday, I noticed afterwards, when I was able to go back and read the chat, I can see it afterwards, that some people said they were having trouble seeing. So I'm going to try to make my screen a little bit bigger, so it might look a little wonky. Hopefully it doesn't, but I hope that you can all see it really, really well. If it is blurry, just try to close out any other browser tabs that you have open, because this is web-based. So let's be just 1 sec, and I'm just going to get into my screen share. Okay, everybody, so here we are. So the very first thing we are going to go over are posting your annual fees. So we're going to come up here to transactions, post transactions, annual fees. So I have to say, I think post annual fees is probably one of my favorite posting pages outside of the actual posting your tuition fees. It gives you a lot of functionality. And it also includes duplicate detection, which a lot of people don't realize, because it doesn't actually show that row of duplicates like it does on the post tuition page. But anybody that is a duplicate, I know we've tested it a bunch of times, they do not show up. So let's just quickly go through and post some annual fees. So right here, post fees per family, account per student, or per student per class. You will want this set up most likely the same way that you have it set up on your online registration form. So I'm just going to say that it is going to be per student, so not per student per class. I can select a start month if I want, or I can select all of my students, and that's what I'm going to select. Actively enrolled only, it defaults to yes. Most likely you are not wanting to post an annual fee to people that are inactive, or if you wanted as well, you could just choose a certain enroll date. You could choose to post it only to people that are enrolled in a certain session. And same thing, you can narrow it down by your category. So your category 1, your category 2, or your category 3. And then next, we have classes that have a registration fee. Yes or no. So we touched on this on Tuesday when we went over everything for the online registration settings. So I'm just going to quickly bring up a class in case somebody had not seen it. So this is also a rather new enhancement. So right now, we can actually say if a class has a registration fee. The fees have to be the same, but does the class have a registration fee, yes or no? So a good example for this would be if you had a certain just competition team and you didn't want to charge them the registration fee, or if you had a holding class and you didn't want people in that holding class to get charged a registration fee. So they wouldn't be charged a registration fee during online registration. But then when we come back here to our transactions, post transactions, annual fees, you can see right here. So we've got the option that if they have a registration fee, so either yes or no, and that way those classes can be included or excluded, however you have that all set up. As well, you can also do your posting of your annual fees by membership type. You may Say, for example, if somebody's on an annual membership where they pay all their fees up front, and say for the following year, you don't charge them the $100 registration fee. So next, we just want to know what we want to post. So we're going to post it for today, our transaction type, and I have got an annual membership type here. If I want, I could add a subtype if I had that in there. And then my amount, I'm going to do it for 100. Not taxable. I'm not going to add a note. Category, I am going to put that in there as a registration fee so that all of them are together under the same category one, whether I'm doing it for my annual fee or my registration fee. And I'm not going to add the session. So right here, under your duplicate dates, duplicate detection dates right here, you do not have to actually put in the date for the duplicate detection to happen during your post-annual fees. It will automatically pick up any transactions that had the exact date, type, and amount. But just in case you want to go back and check it for anybody, let's say from the first of the month. So I'm just going to go, say, from June 1st through to today. And I'm going to preview, oopsies, I left something out. There we go. I'm just going to preview my fees. So you can see here all of my families pulled in. I do know that I had a registration fee that I posted on Tuesday to the Mason family, and you can see they do not pull in. So I'm just going to, actually I'm going to go ahead and post those fees. There, if I wanted, I could print off this list as well. So I know from talking to customers, a lot of people, one of their big pain points about the parent portal is that it does not post registration fees. So I hope by showing you that little part, it kind of helps you out a little bit. Let's post the fees. How about let's get the money for the fees? So next we need to go over your e-payment settings. And with the release of the require payment, some of the e-payment settings that were on the parent portal settings page were moved out under e-payment settings so that now all of your e-payment settings are just all in one nifty place. So I'm just going to show you right here under your gear, settings, e-payments. So who can process your credit card bank account settings. So we're going to come here, we're going to click manage settings. And these are your settings right here for your online registration. So credit card, yes, no, hide it, or optional. I've just got mine set to optional mainly for testing purposes, so I don't always have to be entering it. And then bank account required, no, hidden. And then we have your parent portal settings. One thing I do want to let you know, if you have on your online registration form that a credit card is required, it will still need to be required in the parent portal. That setting translates over. So if you give a parent access to updating their information, they can't go in and delete their card. There has to be a payment method on file if you have it set to yes. Excuse me. For your online registration settings. So let's have a look at all of the settings. Some of them will be familiar to you. So which payment method does your business prefer? So credit and debit, ACH, bank draft, or both. I've just got mine set to both. Can parents make payments through the parent portal? Why, golly, yes, we absolutely want parents to be able to make a payment. The next one does trip people up a little bit, and they do get a little bit confused. So only pay just the balance, only in full. Select which fees to pay in full. So say, for example, you go ahead in September and you post all kinds of competition, a costume, and gym meet, swim meet fees, and also tuition fees. But those other fees are not due. Parents can go in and pay them throughout the year. So you can select which fees to pay, but in full, or you can select which fees to pay in full or partial payment. So for example, they could pay their tuition every month in full, but maybe they can just gently chip away at some of those other fees that are there. Or change payment amount. The payment amount is applied to the oldest fee. So by changing the payment amount, this lets a parent actually give themselves a balance on their account. So they may right now only owe you for $55, $75, but they, just went at the casino and they're going to put $500 down on their account. And then next, do you require parents to save a payment method before enrolling in a class? Yes, we absolutely want that. And then it is, I require both, I require either. And then how do you want any credit, debit card, or bank account information on a parent's account to be managed in the portal? So again, can they add an update for credit and debit and for bank accounts? So like I just said, if you require the card, it is absolutely fine to give parents the ability to go in and update the card, especially if you have people with a lot of expiries coming up soon. So your other options here are parents can view only or hide from parent, but just let them see it, let them go in and update it. And then would you like to be emailed when a parent makes a payment in the portal? Yes or no? And then now we have your shopping cart preferences. So do you want to require payment upon checkout when parents are enrolling using the parent portal? So I know this is new, and I know some people were like singing the praises in the Facebook group for sure, but I know that some of you are probably like, oh, I don't want to offend my parents, and I didn't do it last year. They're probably going to be wondering like why I'm doing it this year. But day-to-day life, this is what they are used to. They are used to being on their phones, swipe, swipe, buy now. So it's not a foreign concept to them. And then, can parents check out using a payment method not previously saved? So this doesn't have to do with the other credit cards that are already there on their account. But let's just say, example I used was that grandma, happened to be around and she was like, oh, I'll pay those fees. And then she gives you the information and then that's it. So it's like a one-time card only. It does give you the option if you want to save that extra card as an additional card on your account if they don't already have their max amount used. Okay, so now we are going to go over the absences and makeup settings. See, we've got a lot of settings to get through, everybody, before we even get onto that parent portal page. So let's talk about the makeups and absences. So just straight from your gear settings and general. So you can remember I talked about these ones the other day. These are your registration form defaults. Remember there was gender right here, so I do not hide my gender. So we're just going to go through these from top to bottom, and I'll also give you just a little bit of explanation on a couple of them that I've seen through support, a lot of tickets, and through the Facebook group questions coming about it. First one, eligibility for absences. Do you always allow makeups? Select with each absence, or always allow makeups, never allow makeups. It's totally up to you. One thing that some people don't realize is that if you choose select with each absence, you have to go in to your database to select whether or not they are eligible for a makeup. So it doesn't keep you out of your database as much as you may have initially thought. And is there an expiration? There is no expiration based on a time limit or until the last day of the session. That is what I've got done. My class makeup group size. So what is my limit? And these are your settings, not just for parents coming in. These are your makeup settings in general, just so that everybody knows. I just wanted to review those. And then next we have your parent portal absences and makeup settings. So first, absences. What absences would you like your parents to see? All, limit, or dial it down, display only from the last number of weeks. Do you want to display like a max of so many absences? You just need to decide that. That will be like very org specific. And the next one is allow parents to record absences. So do you want your parents to be able to record an absence via the parent portal? Yes or no? And then what is the scheduling window? So can they schedule today or anytime in the future, or must schedule in advance by at least blank days? If as an organization, you don't require them to call you, like, within 1 or 2 days before, you don't need to put that on the parent portal settings. Because a lot of times, if it is a legit illness, it could be an hour or two before. One thing that I have seen come in a lot is people are asking, why don't I get an email when a parent schedules an absence? Think of this. Do you get an email when your staff records an absence? No. Do your instructors get an email if you record somebody absent in the database? No. So that is the logic behind that one, just in case people are wondering, because that question gets asked a ton of times. So let's get down into the makeup. So allow parents to schedule a makeup via the portal. So it is just a simple yes or no. If it is no, then you will notice even all of my options, they simply just go away. Only allow makeups in classes with at least one student enrolled. If you've ever thought about being a beta tester, everybody, this is one of the things that came out of our beta testing. So right now I've got it set to yes. Logic behind that is, what if I've got 4 or 5 classes that have got no students enrolled in them, and then all of a sudden somebody is scheduled a makeup? I've got to now pay an instructor to teach a class for one person, one time, for one makeup. So that is why that option is there. And then you have your rules. There are a massive number of combinations that you can pick here. A lot of it depends on how you have your category 1s, 2s, and 3s set up. Same location. If you're a multi-location, yes or no, that could be a big one there. Same thing, same instructor if you wanted to use gender there, if you're using it that way, same session, age range, etc. And then next we have your scheduling rules. So makeup date lead time. So now for the makeups, unlike the absence, you probably do want a bit of lead time. So you can say no, day of makeup scheduling is fine, or I need at least this much time for makeup. So even if you just want a couple of hours, if your teachers are printing off rolls or planning anything special, maybe, and they want to make sure they know exactly like how many special wands to bring into class, maybe you just need a couple of hours for that. And then the scheduling window for makeups. You can schedule makeups anytime in the future, or they must be scheduled within this window. So within so many days, like you say weeks. And then your scheduling window for your absences. You can schedule makeups for any future absence, or it must be scheduled for absences occurring within this window. So 2 days into the future. Can inactive students schedule makeups? I've got that set to no. You may absolutely allow that. That is absolutely cool. And then your makeup notification. So yes, you do get an email when a makeup happens. You just don't get the email when an absence is recorded by a parent, and then you've just got that there. And then your message. You can provide a custom message if you want or not. That is up to you. So mine, I've just got your makeup is scheduled, your makeup class has been scheduled. If a scheduled makeup class is missed, you will not qualify for another makeup. So it's just a little CYA there. And then just my cancellation rules. Can they be canceled, yes or no? And can you cancel makeups anytime in the future, or they must be within that certain window? So I know it's a lot of settings for the makeups and the absences, but if you are using it in the parent portal and you've got it set up, it can free up so much time. And just one other piece of advice is that the more power you give your parents, the better, because that is keeping them connected directly to you. It's a direct link, whether it is 2 o'clock in the afternoon or it is 11:30 at night. It is a direct link between your family and your business. And if they can stay connected and feel like they're connected, then they are going to re-enroll and re-enroll. And now's the time, everybody. We're going to go to the good old parent portal settings page. So over here under our gear, oopsies, we've got settings. I'll just cancel that. Gear, oopsies. There. Parent Portal. So first of all, we have our news and announcements. So just right here, you can put in a custom announcement there with the editor. Right here, I'll show you all how it pops up so you can add images. And then next, we have our settings. So Parent Portal settings, once you get to this page, a lot of the heavy lifting and decision making, I think, is already done. But just to point out, top left corner right here, you can decide to have certain sections hidden. If you don't want parents to see transactions, you can take it off altogether. If you don't want them to see classes, you can take them off altogether. I know somebody out there is going like, why would they not want to see classes? Or why would I want to deactivate my portal? If you're getting things ready for the new year, you're doing a little bit of a refresh, getting ready to, close things out for just priority enrollment, you might want to activate your portal, excuse me, while you're working on your classes and getting everything ready. So let's go from the top down. So communication, that's just your email, your replies, who they go to. Again, like I said, on Tuesday, if you need to add an extra one, just use the semicolon. And then send an email alert to your organization for updates to policies, updates to payment method. I'm actually just right now going to uncheck that one for me. Updates to payment method and when student enrolls. So I'm just going to uncheck those just for me because I only have my one parent in my portal. And then send an email alert to parents when a student enrolls. Yes or no. Show the class dates in your email confirmation. And also show your category 1 in your email confirmation. This little guy is new, and we added that because we found out through feedback from all of you that some people who have really, really large geographical locations, so not just like your different location codes within Jackrabbit, let's say you've got a location code for Florida, but then you've got, South Florida, Central Florida, North Florida, maybe like different geographical areas within that. And you're using your category 1s to decide which physical location is in each area. That is why that can be now shown on your enrollment. Your email confirmation. And then next, we've just got your login message and your portal video message. These are pretty straightforward. I would recommend that you always keep this clicked, so that new parents coming in can watch the video. It does get updated all the time. And then we have your family and student information. So policy agreement date, I've got mine set to today. So from today forward, anybody coming in, they log into the parent portal, they are going to have to re-agree to my policies. So anytime you make any kind of a change at all to your policies, you will want to do that. And then on your families, can they update the information, update their e-payment schedule, their membership type? Do you want to hide their school and their grade fields? Do you want to add students, show student skills, show student absences and attendance? So again, there is the option to show it or not show it fully, or show attendance issues. So attendance issues are if they are marked late, left early, or observing. And then again, because I have gender turned on, I have the option that the parent can update gender, and then all of my gender options that I have in my drop-down list, so under my gear icon, settings, general, drop-down list, students, gender, all of my different gender options that I have in that list, that is what is going to show for everybody there. And then next we have your user-defined fields. So each student, each family can have up to 5 user-defined fields. You can customize them. They are customized outside of the parent portal, but in your parent portal, you can allow them to either update them or not, hide them because you've already got the information, or just have them as view only. So you can still have different options for your user-defined fields on your online registration form and also on your parent portal. And the next we have your fees and payments. So show your transaction subtype, your session, method, check number, discounts, tax, and show unpaid amount. So it's totally up to you what you want to show. I do know that some people don't want to show their discounts for different reasons. That is absolutely fine. Same thing, your subtype, you may be using something, different for your subtype. Go right ahead and your parents don't have to see it. And then under your class, show the instructor nickname, the student start date, the student drop date, your class start and end dates, and then show that category 1 value again. And that is part of that new enhancement as well. And then next, now we have your class enrollment settings. I'm just going to scroll it down just a little bit. So can you enroll students into a class? Yes or no? I'm going to go with always yes, unless, you're not having enrollment right now. Hide the instructor filter, yes or no. Allow enrollment at any location. So if you are a multi-location organization, you really need to think about this. If your locations are, just 15 minutes away, then maybe yes, you are going to allow enrollment at any location. But if your locations are like, one is in Canada and one is in, like New York in the US, then no, you're not going to want to allow parents to enroll at any location. Prevent inactive families from enrolling, yes or no. This one is totally up to you. Depends on how you have everything set up right now. A lot of times, though, if you are doing what we call priority registration, you will keep this checked as inactive. And then all of your returning families, let them, let's say that are still, everybody that's stuck with you, say stuck with you is not the right word, but stayed with you and took class during the summer, then those families can kind of come in and get in to enroll a little bit ahead before you let everybody else. Prevent problem families from enrolling, yes or no. You could be using the problem families feature for something other than a problem account, so that's why you may not want to have that checked. Require policy agreement for each enrollment. I'm going to speak to you as a parent. It's a great feature. It's the same set of legalese. You're agreeing to the same thing every single time. You only need it once. I just really feel like this one, because I only know for me personally, especially if I'm in like testing in people's databases and I'm enrolling students into classes, and every single time I enroll, I have to slide like 12 boxes. You don't need to do that. It's okay. And then do you want to hide your category 1, 2, or 3 filters? Hide your day filter. Do you want to show your class start date, your instructor nickname, and again, show that category 1 value. Actually, I'm going to check that. Show that category 1 value on your class enrollment settings. That one is new. And then you have class enrollment openings. Do you want them to show or not show? Again, this is very organization specific, whether or not you want it to show or not. That comment box that's at the very end, if you wanted to change that to, something instead of comments, you could, suggestions maybe, or even you could even ask a question. What was your favorite class last year? Like almost like a little running poll, and make it required, and see if you can get some information that way. And then next we have your inactive family enrollment message. So if an inactive family does try to enroll into a class, the message that they will get. And then, would you like to accept donations on behalf of a charity? Yes or no. So select your charity. So if you've got a charity set up under your store in Jackrabbit, then you can do this. And then it would just say select charity, and I could have, more than one here. And that is it, everybody. I am a little bit over. Sorry about that. But just like on Tuesday, I have got a parent portal checklist for you. So I'm going to go ahead and pop that up for you right now. So take that with you, download it, save it, even as a PDF on your computer if you're going in and doing things with your parent portal. So before I officially sign off, I do have this next page up here for you, and I'm going to have that one pop up for you as well. And I encourage everybody to bookmark. This is a page from the Help Center. It's from a resource that we recently put together, which is what kind of sparked this these last 2 webinars, but it has a lot more information for you. So it's all about your registration, enrollment, and it's like putting all of the pieces together. There's a lot more to it than just your online registration form and your parent portal. So we've got information on planning your strategy, getting Jackrabbit ready, communicating with your families, opening registration and enrollment, posting fees, staying in touch with your family. In there, under one of those drop downs, is a really, really great link about 5 ways to pay yourself with Sean Deaver, who's actually a CPA. So there's a ton of information. So please go ahead and bookmark this page. So like I said at the beginning, everybody, if you have any questions at all, please just reach out to support. You can reach live support either through submit a ticket, live chat, request a call, through those 3 buttons there on the bottom. This is from when you click your question mark within your database. And then as well across the top, we have all of your self-serve options. Access to the help center, the video, YouTube help, staff training options if you're getting ready and onboarding new employees. And then as well, that same link that actually popped up earlier for you for your e-payment resources. And that is it, everybody. Thank you so, so much. And I will see you all real soon. Thanks, Laura and Rebecca.